Before I go out for my first ride of the year, this is the checks which I'll be doing and the things I'll be doing to my bike before I get going. So before I do anything, even looking at the bike, I make sure that one, it's been plugged in to the trickle charger. The trickle charger I'm using is an Optimate 1, and not only is it plugged in, but that it has actually been on and it's actually been plugged into the wall. So it'll be a massive bummer if it hasn't been charged up for the last wee while. So I'll check that that's been charging. The lights are all green, so that has been going good. So that is happy with there. The Optimate 1, I've got I'll put a link to that down below. So just because it's not been used for at least 3 weeks, I'll always put it on the charger there. Then the next thing is I'll want to double check the tyre pressure. First of all, just start it off with a simple squeeze. Feels good enough. And at the front also, yep, feels good enough. However, that's probably not enough to do. So I've got one of these little toys here. Just a very simple tyre pressure monitor here. So I'll just check that just now. On the Triumph Bobber, it says at the rear, the pressure should be 2.6 bar. So turn this on. It's in bars. Press it in. Point it down the way so I can actually see it. And it's at 2.2. So I could definitely increase the pressure at the back by a bit. So for increasing the air pressure, if I are pumping up my tyres, making sure it's at 2.6, I've got a little handheld mobile air pump pressure thing, whatever you call it, air pump. And it cost, I think it wasn't too expensive, about £40, somewhere around about there. And I can change it so it says whether it's in PSI or bar. So I'll make it says 2.6 and we'll pump up the rear tyre. Yep, and equally showing the same numbers there, it's at 2.15 bar. So we'll just pump up the rear tyre. Good, and once that reaches the desired pressure, it automatically turns itself off. Again, I'll put a link to this down in the description below. It's obviously gone to 2.65 because I'm guessing it will lose a little bit of pressure as I do that. Okay, tyre pressure done. Now the next thing to be aware of is, again, all about the rear tyre here, is with a dirty towel, I will just clean all the dust off of it, checking for any scrapes, any potential holes, any potential problems going on with the tyre. So give the tyre a scrape. It's been in storage for a wee while. I can see it looks like a bit of a hole there, so that's something to be aware of. A bit of a thorn there, and our little cut there. So yeah, these tyres have definitely, there's another little bit of hole there, another little cut there. These tyres have definitely seen some rough roads, it seems like, but otherwise it's a pretty thick tyre, so not too worried about any of those at all. If anything, it's just that tiny little thorn. And it is a thorn, which is annoying. There. So after that, the next thing, more specific to my bike, is with a 5mm Allen wrench. I will be just checking all the bolts, because again, they've not been doing anything for the last few while. All the ones which are 5mm size, and checking that they are all nice and tight. But what I'll do also, because this will be your first ride, it'll be first ride of it getting hot. I will take this with me and double check it again. The next thing that I'll do is I'll use this little handy dandy tool set. In fact, I'll bring this with me on my first ride as well. This is the Wera small hand set tool. This is pretty much everything that you need. And specifically for this bike, I'll be checking the exhaust bolts on the head gaskets there as well, making sure that they are tight, because they might have, you know, with heat and coldness, changed and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, nice and tight on that one, and also got to check the inside get that nice and tight. Happy with that, and same on the other side here. Yeah. Then simple thing, just checking that the brake fluid is where it should be. Happy days, you know, just in case there was anything. Oh, I suppose the very first thing is check for any leaks underneath. Has there been any drips or dribbles coming out of it at all? And in this case, no, there hasn't. And then last thing is, I'm literally with a different cloth, just going to give it a wipe down, make sure there's no spiders have made their way into the bike in any of the parts. And just give it a quick dusting, spider dusting, and a wipe down. And certainly for the first run, I'm going to take out the tank bag. Yeah, I'm going to definitely go with the tank bag. Keep the air compressor in there and the little tool set as well, just in case I need to do any adjustments for the first run, just because it's been sitting around and it needs that. But I shall adjust that. Oh, also make sure it's got enough fuel. So, wear a toolkit, air compressor, 9mm Allen key, and that is pretty much all that I need to head out for the first ride. Then carefully take it off the stand. Check that everything's all good there. Yep, this is a good point. There's a little bit of tension on it. Check the chain, has a little bit of looseness to it. Perfect, not too much that it's flopping around, but a couple millimeters of travel there. Perfect. Pops and bangs, you could really hear them bouncing off the building all around there. Sounds great.